welcome to Senior Break. I'm Dawn Medici with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation. And with me today I have...
I'm Marie May with Addison Township Senior Center.
And I'm Linda Moran, Pollyant Trail Manager, Oakland County.
Yes, so thank you, Linda. Linda is our guest today. Thank you for coming out.
Thanks for asking me, Dawn.
Yes.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, so what's going on on the Pollyant Trail?
Oh boy, what isn't going on? It's spring.
Yes.
So we have a couple of events coming up. On June 4th, we are going to be working on our pollinator garden in the Township of Orion. The Sunrise Orion Rotary and Home Depot have partnered together with the Pollyant Trail to create this fabulous pollinator garden. It's just south of Joslyn Road, just north of Clarkston Road in Orion Township.
Okay.
So it's going to be
Nice.
quite exciting.
I'm sorry, did somebody come to you with that idea? Was this your idea? Was it a group of volunteers or?
I had the desire to put in a pollinator garden. We have a small one behind 33 Pleasant Street in the village of Oxford. Barkley from the Orion Sunrise Rotary came to me and said, we'd like to do something fantastic. And I gave them a couple options, and they're like, pollinator garden, sounds great. So we've been working on it pre-COVID. So COVID shut us down for a couple of years, but we are back at it. We have the walkway, and we've started putting in some fencing. We've got a picnic table on order. We've got a bench on order. So Home Depot will be bringing out flowers and ornamentation and different things for the garden on June 4th. So we're going to have some volunteers.
How long have you been working on this?
Well, we started in 18, winter of 18, but then we were almost ready to go for 19, and then things kind of happened. Then COVID happened, so we were shut down for a couple more years. So this year, we're going to have a pollinator garden.
All right.
Oh, good.
Well,
Good.
great. So does the Pollyant Trail friends or group or your team do any type of fundraising or have any events to raise some money for the upkeep of the trail?
We have done a lot of pop bottle drives. We strictly work with myself and volunteers. So anytime anybody wants to volunteer, come on out and volunteer. Give me a call. We are going to be doing a bicycle ride on May 14th, 11 to 2, starting at the community center in Orion Township at 1335 Joslyn Road.
Okay.
We are doing a memorial ride for a gentleman who passed away last year. And they are raising funds to match a grant that we have to pave the parking lot at Clarkston Road and to put in a vault toilet. So we are going to be putting in some bathroom facilities and paving some of our parking lots, which is going to be fantastic. So,
How long is the trail?
16.9 miles is Oakland County, and then Lapeer, which we are not associated with, is another 16.9.
Oh, that's a long trail.
It's a big trail.
It is a big trail.
Yeah.
And I frequent the trail quite a bit on my bike and to Leonard and back and love it. And I'm so amazed on how you and your volunteers or your team maintain it and keep it safe for all of us that use
Linda, what is allowed on the trail?
Horses, except for the bridge, the M24 bridge, horses are allowed. Bicycles, runners, walkers, e-bikes, class 1 only. So anything that is a non-pedal assist bike is not allowed. If you do have mobility issues that are, you have more of a need, you can contact me, and then I can give special permission for the class 3 and class 4 bikes.
Okay.
But the speed limit's only 15 miles an hour, so everybody watch out for the speed limit.
Okay. And are there rangers and things out on the trail?
Yes, actually, the Pollyant Trail is 80% owned by the state of Michigan, so the DNR. We do have conservation officers that do patrol the trail.
Okay.
We do have Oakland County Sheriff that bicycle patrol, but also patrol by patrol car.
Okay.
So we are, and then of course I'm always out there, not that I'm a peace officer, but it's like, it's kind of a deterrent. So.
And can you use it any time? Or
It
there
is
certain
from
times?
dawn to dusk.
Okay.
So we try to respect, the neighbors that live along the trail, so it's just dawn to dusk. In the fall, it gets a little hard because a lot of the, it gets dark at like
The time change.
3:30.
Right.
But yeah.
Hard
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
manage.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Yeah,
That's when
so-
people would miss it.
If how do you see a lot of seniors or older adults out on the trails, and if they're not interested in using the trails, is there something that maybe they can do to come out and volunteer?
Yep. We do see a lot of seniors. We see a lot of people in all different ages.
Okay.
We do have, I always call it Friday, the Friday grandma and grandpas. It seems like Friday is when I see the most seniors out there with their grandchildren.
Oh,
Little ones, little tykes. So I guess, I babysit my grandson on Friday, so I think Friday is Grandparents' Day.
okay.
So we see a lot of seniors out there. I being a senior too myself. We just go out.
So are they allowed to bring water or food? And
Oh,
are there
water.
animals out there? Do they feed the animals when they're there?
Well, no, but I'm sure
No.
there's a few chipmunks that have
Okay.
gotten a few animal crackers or something.
Okay.
We do have a couple of observation docks along the trail where you can feed the turtles or
Oh.
the swans or the ducks. We do ask that you feed them like frozen peas or lettuce because if you feed them like bread or crackers or things, they can get a condition called angel wings, which I kind of equate it to like juvenile arthritis.
Okay.
Their
Wow.
joints don't form correctly, and they're in a lot of pain. They can't fly. It's very bad for them. So frozen peas or frozen vegetables,
Frozen peas.
lettuce, romaine lettuce, they love it, and it's
Well, they
good
love
for
it.
'em.
I was going to ask you if they like it.
Yeah, no, they do. They actually do.
Okay.
And we have a lot of turtles. We have some Blanding turtles on the trail,
Oh.
which are a protected species, native species. We have that in Powell Lake.
Okay. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. We have mink. We have quite a few mink. We have lots of turkeys, sandhill cranes, you name it.
There's lots to see.
Lots of owls
Yes.
and bats.
Now,
Oh.
do you do any like guided tours for anybody that might want a guided tour? Because now I'm thinking, hey, maybe we should get our seniors and their grandkids together
Out there
and
to see
have
it.
you, and we walk out on the trail together. And
We do actually. I do a lot with elementary schools. We do some guided tours as far as happenings on the trail.
Okay.
So we go out. We have done in the past pre-COVID. We're trying to get back into it. Bat tours.
Oh,
so in the
bat
fall,
tours.
yeah, we go out and we look for bats. So it's a little after dusk, but we make the exception for the bats.
right.
The last time we did
Bats.
the bat tour, yeah, they're actually fascinating creatures. The last time we were out, we had the little iPad. We were listening for bat sounds so we could find out where they were, and we were picking up owls. So our hostess that was kind of giving us the guided tour about owls and bats said as long as the owls are out, you won't find a bat because
Oh.
owls will eat bats. They're quite tasty little treats.
Oh,
So the bats are like, we'll just stay home tonight. We'll be good.
Right.
yeah.
So the owls.
Interesting.
It is interesting. That's something
Yeah.
that I didn't know. So.
Yeah.
Yep, and
Well,
have,
there's things to look at when you're going on there. That's good.
we have some bald eagles that are nesting in a place I can't tell you, but you'll see a bald eagle do a flyover now and again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we have lots of raccoons and deer, and we have trumpeter swans, which
Okay.
are a native species, different than our muted swans, and they are up at Lake George Road.
Wow.
So they are not as aggressive as the muted swans, but they are still very, big.
Right.
So they are a little intimidating, but they're pretty friendly.
Oh, that's good.
They're
So-
used to people.
Well, this all sounds great. If somebody was interested in getting in contact with you, how should they get in contact with you?
They can call my trail phone, 248-981-1242, or manager at pollyantrailway.org. Send me an email.
All right.
And we have lots of opportunities to come out and volunteer. If you just want to come out for a couple hours or you want to make it a regular thing, we are doing some invasive species removal. We do that all year round. So,
All right.
and,
There's always
Sounds
something
like
to
planting
do out on the
flowers.
trails.
Yes,
Yeah.
sounds like a nice day.
So,
Go for
well,
a walk.
Thank you. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
coming
Thank you, Linda.
today.
Thank you,
nice
Linda.
seeing you.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right.
Anytime. So come
All
on
right.
out and enjoy the trail.
All right. Well, thank you, Linda, and we'll be right back.
welcome back to the show. We are going to thank Linda, first of all, for being with us and giving us all that information on the Pollyanna Trail. And now today we are lucky to have co-chairman of the Addison Parks Department, Charlie, I'm going to say it right, name wrong, Paragon? Say it,
Yes.
Charlie. Oh, it was right.
Prenchen.
And Charlie is a head park ranger in Addison Township. And Charlie, if you want to tell us a little something about all the parks.
Yes.
Well, we have two principal parks in Addison Township, Watershed Preserve Park and Lake George Nature Park. Watershed Preserve Park is 231 acres. State biologists say it's high in natural features. It has rolling topography left over from the glaciers, about 2 miles of nature trails that we have marked. And no two places there at Watershed Preserve look the same.
Now,
Yeah.
Charlie, where is Watershed Park?
It's on the northern part of Addison Township. It's on the west side of Rochester Road at the Lapeer County Addison Township
Yes.
line,
Okay.
just north of the village of Leonard.
Okay, great. Thank you. I wasn't sure, but
Yeah.
now that you say that, I remember seeing a sign on the side of Rochester Road.
That's the principal entrance.
Okay.
Again, it's a rather large park because it's 231 acres.
Yeah.
It also has a west entrance off of Havens Road
Yes.
that you can access the west side of the park. Because of the park's natural features in the middle, you can't cross the east side to get to the west side because of all the wetlands and the lakes that are there at the park.
Wow.
What about the animals there?
Well, most all the animal kingdom is there. The only things really missing are the wolves, the bears, and the elks. Everything else seems to be there.
Wow.
It's a good place for them to live. It helps keep Addison Township rural. People feel like they're living out in the country. The parks, Lake George Park and Watershed Park, actually do a lot of nice things. Besides keeping us rural, they're the aquifer for our drinking water. They say the underground drinking water in Addison Township flows south. They're small little lakes with large wetlands around them, and they're interconnected. And also spring fed, and those waters eventually filter in to our underground water drinking system, and they help keep our drinking water clean, which is very important. So the parks do a lot of things for us, and it's also passive recreation for the residents. A lot of people just like to go for a hike. A lot of people take their dogs there just to go for a walk, as long as they're on a leash.
Okay.
And some people come out to go fishing. We allow small kayaks and small boats, as long as you can drag it into the park and make it down the trail to get to the lake. That's okay with us, as long as you have a fishing license.
Okay.
And when you're there at Watershed Park or Lake George Park, you feel like you're way up north. And it's a nice feeling. You don't see any houses. Most of the property on these parks are on the township property. You don't see any houses or anything like that, so it looks like way up north.
Okay.
It's a nice place to visit.
Yes. It sounds beautiful.
What about picnic areas?
We
there
have
anything?
a limited picnic. We have up at the east entrance at Watershed Preserve off of Rochester Road, next to this historic schoolhouse, Arnold Schoolhouse. We have a few picnic tables there where people can stop and eat their lunch, like a roadside park. And further up the trails, we have this pond that's about a quarter mile west of the parking lot, where there's a pond there. And we have a couple picnic tables there where they can picnic as well.
Do you have to reserve anything to go, or do you just
No,
go?
usually there's hardly anyone ever there, which is nice. And so usually if you go there, you can find a place to eat your lunch. That's not a problem.
All right.
Has that schoolhouse always been there?
Well, the schoolhouse actually, there's a story to that. It was moved there about 2010. It came from Lakeville Road by the intersection of Lakeville and Hosner, next to a white church that's still there. The church owned Arnold Schoolhouse, and in the around 2009, 2010, the schoolhouse was falling in disrepair. It needed help. Addison Township said that it got to the point where it was almost not inhabitable anymore, and they were going to condemn it.
Wow.
A lot of the local residents said, geez, our grandparents went to school there. If it's possible, we'd like to save it. And because it operated as a school from 1856 to 1957, which is a long time.
It is, wow.
And so looking for a place to put it, we didn't have any buildings at the entrance at Watershed Preserve Park. So our supervisor, Supervisor Pearson, said, well, you're welcome to bring it to Watershed Park. We'll accept it. And so with private donations,
Okay.
and everybody rolling up their shirt sleeves and free help, it got moved to Watershed Preserve Park around 2010.
Wow.
Wow.
After
How
that,
exciting.
yeah, after that, little by little, we fixed it up, and a lot of the residents that had miscellaneous items from the schoolhouse brought them back to us, where we reconditioned inside the schoolhouse, where perhaps maybe it's a little bit nicer than it used to be, where we got the old desks and chairs and blackboard, we got the school bell back, and so it looks like it used to, maybe a little bit nicer. It's a good home for it.
Oh, good.
And we use it for our parks and recreation meetings now, and we also use it for, like, if a group of school children come to the park, that's our nature center. We'll take them into the schoolhouse, and we'll explain what's there at the park for them to look for.
Okay.
And so it works as our nature center as well.
So if it's not always open, right? They
No,
would have to call
Yeah,
somebody?
you have to call to see the inside of it, or you can come to one of our Addison Township Park and Recreation meetings. They're the first Monday night each month at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
And the public is more than welcome to come to our park meetings, tell us what they think of the park, ask us any kind of questions they want to ask us.
That's great.
So if you had somebody from out of town, say I had visitors, would that be a good place to take them to just walk around, or is it
If you wanted to go for a nice quiet hike out in the country,
Yeah.
Watershed Preserve Park or Lake George Nature Park, either one would be a nice place to take them. The trails are at both places are very well marked, but yet you have that feeling like you're somewhere way up north.
Okay, yeah.
And it's a good place just to go for a walk and enjoy the outside.
Right, enjoy the nature, the
Yeah.
peace of quiet, and, well, great. That
Just a nice
sounds,
place to go
yes,
for a picnic even?
right.
Yeah.
Just go for a picnic.
So where is the Lake George Park located?
Well, that's on West Leonard Road, and it's 1 mile west of the village of Leonard at the intersection of Haven and Leonard Road. And that's 82 acres. And it owns the park owns about 3/4 of this Lake George. Right now, we're working on putting up a new dock there.
Okay.
Hopefully by the end of summer, the new fishing pier type dock will be complete, where people can go there and they can go fishing off the end of the dock.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
So those two are not connected, those two
No,
parks?
they're not.
Separate parks?
They're separate parks. Yes.
Okay,
All right.
well, Charlie, that was very good. A
Well,
lot of
thank you for having
information,
us.
and
Yes,
I
And
know where to take my guests when they come in.
yes. So if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, how could they get in contact with you?
well, you can call Addison Township. Their phone number is 248-628-5409, and ask for some information about parks. They can get you in contact with us.
All right.
And we're glad to meet with groups and take them for tours of our park and show them the natural features that are there.
All right.
We have about 18 identification cards on things that are nosy and interesting. Where when they walk down the trails, they can see special items, which
Sure.
is kind of nice.
Well, good.
And I think they'll like the place.
All right.
Hey, thank you, Charlie.
Yes, it sounds like Addison Parks has a lot to offer the community, so if you have an opportunity to get out and check out the Addison Parks as well as the Pollyanna Trail, please do go out and enjoy your summer. So, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.
Just think, what if we didn't have local TV and radio? Where would I go for local sports, local politics, a mayor, city council, stuff that affects me every day? How about health? Who's covering things that endanger my family? I need to know now, as it happens, from sources I trust, people in my community. No agenda, no bias like you find on cable and social media, just facts. For news I can trust, I stay local. Support your local station. Text TV to 52886 today.
Every year, distracted drivers are responsible for nearly 2.5 million car crashes. The National Safety Council reports cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes. The NSC reports 1 out of every 4 car accidents in the United States is caused by texting and driving. Texting or reading text takes your eyes off the road for at least 5 seconds.
How you doing, ma'am?
So if you were traveling at 55 miles per hour, you're essentially driving the length of an entire football field blindfolded. Once a driver has been distracted, it takes only 3 seconds for a car crash to occur.
Welcome back to Senior Break. Wow, what a lot of great information from our 2 guests today.
Our guests were great.
I know. So if you get an opportunity to get out and be active, please go out onto the Pollyanna trails, whether you bike, you run, you walk, or you just want to enjoy nature.
And it can be a full day or it can just be a few minutes if you want to just go for a short walk, a long walk, take anybody with you.
Right.
It's really, really nice.
And then just the parks in Addison that Charlie was talking about.
Yes.
You know, sometimes those are so beautiful to just go and see as well.
Yes.
And the nature and the habitat.
And just take a little picnic lunch with you if you want.
Right.
And just
So-
go for, a few hours or all day.
Right.
That's the good part.
Yes.
You're not committed to the whole thing. So,
Right.
yeah, we're lucky.
We are
live
very
in good
lucky.
good spots where we can go do all that.
Right.
Take
It's like
me out.
a vacation away from home.
Yes.
So,
yes.
like Charlie said, you're up
Yes.
in peace and quiet and just in nature.
When
So
people would talk to me about going up north, I say I already am
yes, me
up
too.
north.
Up north, yes.
I don't
So-
have to go any further. And it's all up here too. It's beautiful.
So today is Cinco de Mayo.
Yes,
So
Cinco de Mayo.
yes, and it's also Marie's birthday
Oh,
today.
thank
So
you,
happy
thank you,
birthday, Marie.
Thank you. We'll go
Yes.
to dinner after this and
Yes.
have fun.
And celebrate your
yes,
birthday.
yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have somebody come out with a Mexican sombrero
Oh,
and
I hope
sing
not.
to you?
No, I don't think
No.
so. I don't think so.
All right. Well, today in Oxford at the Parks and Recreation, we distributed box meals today that Chef Brian prepared from Independence Village in Waterstone for Cinco de Mayo. And boy, do they really look scrumptious. So,
I bet they like that.
yes. So we have that going on today.
Okay.
What do you have going on in Addison? Anything?
We have our senior calendar that I put out. I try to put it up by the middle of the month before it's due. And we have the different things going on. And usually in the summertime, some of the leaders that lead the classes, they stop for the summer. But this year, it seems like they're not going to stop because people still want to keep coming. So come on out. We're still there. You're welcome to come.
Right.
If you just want to have coffee, you don't have to participate in things if you don't want to. But it's a really good way to meet friends.
So that's sounds really encouraging.
Yes.
That attendance is
Yes.
increasing. People are
Yes.
getting back out. We're seeing the same here at Oxford.
Yes,
It's amazing.
And just come out to meet people. People think they have to sign up for classes. but you don't really, well, in Addison, you don't have to.
Right.
But just come to meet people if you want, just to
Right.
get out, just to know that, have something to look forward to the following week on a certain day really helps
Yes.
people.
Right. And it's nice that we both offer different things
Yes.
each day in our centers. Some of them for Oxford you may have to be pre-registered for, but a lot of the other things that are just drop-in, you just show up.
Yes.
And so
yes.
that's kind of like
Yes,
what it is
yes,
for you too.
yeah.
You just show up.
Yes.
And
Unless it's a
participate.
trip, like the DIA,
Sure.
you know, then if the bus is coming, but something like that, then I have to know ahead of time too. But
Right.
yeah, just come and meet us.
Yes.
You know,
So-
we're fun.
Looking into the summer months, we've got I think we both are offering quite a bit of things that might pique your interest. We have a bike club that's going to start a week from Friday out at our Powell Lake Township Park. So
That's good.
all ages and abilities come on out, and they'll ride. I think they're going to ride out on the Pollyant Trail and then kind of venture off maybe into some of the neighborhoods
That's really nice.
to take a look at some of the neighborhoods in the downtown area.
A lot of
So-
people meet their neighbors that way too.
Right.
They'll come in and not
yes.
realize somebody lives down the street, or not the street, the road.
Right. Yeah, out
you
here
know,
on the road.
an acre away.
An acre
Yeah.
away. Right.
Yeah.
So so that's great.
It's good.
So I'm really excited. We have a new instructor that's going to be, her name is Kelly Lewis, and she's going to be offering some cooking classes for us. She's calling it Easy Eats, Healthy Meals and Nutrition for Seniors. She's offering them one a month between May all the way through September. And each month it's going to be a different type of meal, something that you participating will help create that meal, prepare that meal, be able to sample it and or take it home. So I'm really excited to have Kelly with us.
And
in the
even
summer
people,
months.
even people that cook all the time like to find something different.
Yes.
They want to cook something new. They want to. I know I like to watch people cook because I might learn something easier
Yes.
to do. So it's a good thing. It's a good program.
Right. So, and I think one of the benefits of participating in her classes is you may have one staple product, or like whether it's a meat or vegetable, and she's going to be able to show you how you can use that in multiple ways.
That's nice.
For multiple meals. So if let's say it's a head of broccoli and you go out and you don't want to buy all that broccoli, or you're not going to be able to eat it all in one sitting because there's only one or two of you, she'll show you how to make that last and use it in other things for the next few days.
Oh,
So
those are really good tips.
yes.
Really
So,
good tips. Yeah,
yeah.
this is just good programs. Just the looking forward to something is really good. So if you pick something out of your book and you go and you call a friend and say, let's meet there, then you go to a
Right.
class and you go to lunch, and it fills up your day, and
Yes.
it makes you feel better.
It does.
It makes you feel better to do
Yes.
things.
Well,
Yeah, so
Anything else that's up and coming this summer, or any tips for any of our viewers in regards to how to maybe be safe or
my
get
tip
out?
is be kind to each other. Just be kind to each other.
it's a great tip.
That's my tip for this week.
All right.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's a great tip.
mhm.
All right. Well, I think that really wraps up our segment for today. Thank you for tuning in, and we will be back in a couple of weeks, and hopefully be able to bring you some other guests that you'll find interesting and maybe learn something new. So thank you for
Thank you.
tuning in, and we'll
See you next time.
see you next time.